Congratulations. If you found this video, it wasn't by chance. It's a sign. A sign that the period of scarcity, of feeling lost and fighting against the tide in your life, is about to end. You are in the anteroom of abundance, and I'm going to prove it to you in the next few minutes. That feeling that things have lost their charm, that emptiness you can't explain, and that restlessness that something big is about to happen. That's not depression or anxiety. It's your entire system being prepared for a massive upgrade. Thoth, the ancient scribe of the gods, recorded that there are 7 silent stages that everyone goes through before a great quantum leap in reality, before entering abundance. The problem? Most people get scared at stage 3 or 4 and sabotage the whole process, returning to the life they hate. Stay until the end? Because what you're about to discover about stage 7 is the secret that differentiates those who live a life of abundance from those who spend their entire lives just dreaming about it. If you feel you're on the verge of a big change, comment below. I'm ready for an upgrade. You know when things just go away. It's not that you've ended them. There wasn't a big drama. A door slammed shut. One day you just wake up and realize that what once held you back, what defined your days, has vanished into thin air. Those conversations that used to electrify you now sound like a poorly tuned radio. The goals that kept you awake at night, they've lost their luster. It's strange. It feels like a part of you, the part that was always on the front lines, decided to take a vacation and sit in the audience. And this change, this sudden calm, isn't exactly peaceful. It's a silence that echoes, that leaves you feeling somewhat hollow. This quietness is disconcerting. You feel like you're in a room where a noisy party has just ended. You can hear the hum of the refrigerator, the ticking of a clock you didn't even know existed. It's not that you're at peace as promised in self-help books. It's that the noise from outside has stopped. And now you're forced to listen to what comes from within. And what comes from within is this space. This feeling that something is missing, but you don't know what. It's a feeling that makes you restless, makes you pace back and forth for no reason. I know we learn about philosophers who sought serenity, peace of mind. But honestly, this is different. It's not the absence of problems, it's the presence of a space that was once crowded. Crowded with the expectations of others, with your own demands, with the endless list of to-dos. Now, without that chaotic soundtrack, another sound begins to emerge, very softly. It's almost like a whisper you don't quite understand, but it gives you goosebumps. It's the feeling that you're on the edge of a precipice, but instead of fear, you feel a strange curiosity. And in all this silence, a new perception begins to emerge, timid, almost awkwardly. It's that certainty that doesn't come from the head, but from the gut. The certainty that something big is about to happen. You can't explain it, and if you try, it will seem crazy. It's a knowing that doesn't need logic. It simply is. You feel the breeze of a place you can't yet see. A smell of rain even before the sky closes. It's your body, your intuition, telling you that the landscape of your life is about to change drastically. Believe me, this isn't all in your head. It's your body, your whole system, registering that your vibration has changed. You're not the same person anymore, and the universe, which is a wonderfully good mirror, is starting to reflect that back. This emptiness isn't a loss, it's a cleansing. The universe is doing a general cleaning, making room for the new furniture that's about to arrive. The things that left weren't stolen. They just don't match the new decor of your soul anymore. The discomfort you feel is the pain of growth. You know when a bone is healing? It hurts. When a muscle grows, it hurts. You are breaking through the shell of your old identity. and this is no walk in the park. But understand, this stillness is good soil, fertile ground, and your attention, your focus, is the fertilizer. You are not lost, however much you feel that way. You are being prepared. The terrain of your life is being cleared for the construction of something that truly resonates with you. So, the first step, and perhaps the most difficult, is this. Accept the emptiness. Don't try to fill it with noise, with people, with distractions. Take a deep breath and stay there, in that strange space. It's uncomfortable, I know, but it's in this silence that you will begin to feel the pulse of something new. A vibration that grows and whispers in your ear. Get ready. Your real life is about to begin. But pay attention. There is a very thin line between getting stuck in this emptiness and using it as a springboard. Most people get lost here because they try to build a new life using the tools from their old life. Thoth taught that for the architect to build the temple, he must master the alchemy of the mind before touching matter. If you feel that the time has come to stop reacting to the world and start setting its frequency, there is an ancient manual that explains exactly how to code this new reality. I left access to the code of Thoth in the first pinned comment. It is not just reading material. It is the key to leaving the waiting room and entering the control room. That feeling of being on the threshold of the door just keeps growing, doesn't it? It feels like there's an electricity in the air, a tension in your chest that isn't fear, but anticipation. It's like the quiet before a show starts, when the lights go out and you know something incredible is about to happen. Some mornings, you open your eyes with this absurd certainty that today will be different, even if the schedule is the same as always. It's a secret that only you and the universe seem to share, a pulse that only you feel. You go to work, pay the bills, do the usual. On the outside, the act continues as before, but behind the scenes of your soul, there's a hum. A low, continuous sound, like an engine warming up. It's the soundtrack to your transformation, a song announcing the arrival of a new reality. This reality already exists somewhere, and now it's coming your way. And your body, which is smarter than your mind, is the first to feel it. You've become an antenna, picking up a frequency that doesn't yet play on regular radios. The Greeks had different names for time, and I think that's brilliant. Chronos is clock time, the time we count. But Kairos? Kairos is the right time, the magical moment when life truly happens. You've spent your whole life racing against Chronos, but now your soul has awakened to Kairos. You feel it's no longer a question of when, but of now. The universe is tidying up for your arrival, preparing the stage for your next grand act. And what act will that be? You don't even know. The script hasn't been given to you. But its title already echoes in your soul when you allow yourself to be silent. It's a calling that gives you butterflies in your stomach that you can no longer ignore. And no, this isn't cheap wishful thinking. It's your intuition finally having space to speak. It's you realizing that the gears of destiny, which seemed stuck, have begun to turn. The universe is moving the pieces on the chessboard of your life, and soon it will be your turn to play. You find yourself gazing at the clouds and feeling a connection you haven't felt before. You see the same numbers everywhere. A sentence from a book seems like it was written just for you. An unexpected encounter changes your day. This isn't a coincidence. These are winks from the universe, little notes saying, "I'm here, I'm with you, keep going." They are reminders that you're not crazy or alone. A much greater intelligence is conducting this symphony, and you are the soloist. This waiting can be agonizing because it demands something we've forgotten how to have: faith. faith in what we don't see. Your mind, with its need for control, will try to convince you that this is nonsense. It wants a plan, a step-by-step guide, a guarantee. But the soul doesn't speak the language of contracts. It speaks the language of trust. You are learning to trust your instincts more than your logic. You are learning to let go with the current, even without seeing where the river will lead. This growing tension isn't meant to be fought, it's meant to be used. It's the energy of creation accumulating. Think of a bow and arrow. For the arrow to go far, the bow needs to be pulled back, accumulating a tremendous amount of tension. You are that bow. Every moment of uncertainty, every conscious breath in anticipation, is pulling you further back, giving you more momentum. You're not standing still. You're gaining momentum, and the launch will be spectacular. Now, listen carefully, because this is the part no one tells you, and it could be the key for you. All this discomfort, this feeling of being adrift, isn't confusion. It's recognition. It's your soul recognizing that the map they gave you is wrong. When life begins to loosen the ties to things that were once everything to you, it's not stealing anything from you. On the contrary, it's giving you space. Space that was desperately needed for something much bigger, something that didn't fit into your old, cramped life. That loss of interest that worries you, which you may have even diagnosed as laziness or something worse, isn't boredom. It's incompatibility. It's that simple. Your inner world has changed, grown, and the outer world has become smaller. Now, the difference between the two is glaring. Trying to be who you were before now requires enormous effort. Pretending to care about the same things is exhausting. It costs energy you no longer have to give. That exhaustion that knocks you down after a normal day is your body screaming. It's saying, enough. I can't keep operating on autopilot anymore. I can't waste my life force on things that aren't my truth. This exhaustion isn't from someone who worked too hard. It's from someone who lived too little. It's your soul going on strike, refusing to be a mere extra in your own story. It's an existential weariness, and it's a call to action. What you are experiencing is what the ancients called the dark night of the soul. And I know the name is frightening, but understand the metaphor. It's not a darkness that blinds. It's a darkness that reveals the stars. It's a purification process, where the layers of who you are not are burned away. It's not a sign that you've gone astray. It's proof that you are being promoted to a new level of consciousness, and this promotion requires intensive training. You are being recalibrated. Your energy is shifting, and everything that no longer vibrates at your new frequency is naturally disintegrating. Friends, habits, jobs, beliefs. It's a true detoxification of the soul. And yes, it can be lonely. But you are not being abandoned. You are simply moving away from a crowd that was going in the opposite direction. You are choosing your own path, and at first, it may seem deserted. Accepting this is your superpower. Instead of fighting the feeling of not belonging, start seeing it as a badge of honor. Instead of trying to squeeze yourself into places that suffocate you, give yourself permission to get up and leave. You're not giving up, you're choosing yourself. You're choosing your sanity, your truth, your energy. Every no you finally manage to say to what hurts you is a gigantic yes to the life that awaits you. So please, take a deep breath and throw away the idea that there's something wrong with you. There isn't. You are exactly where you should be, in the midst of a profound transformation. The caterpillar inside the cocoon doesn't think it's dying. It doesn't understand anything, but it trusts. Trust your cocoon. The confusion is just the fog before the strongest sun you've ever seen. You are not breaking. You are rebuilding. and the new version will be magnificent. That space that opened up, which once frightened you, needs to be looked at differently. It's not a hole, it's a field, fertile ground ready for planting. In Eastern traditions, they call this shunyata, emptiness, but it's a misleading name. It's not an emptiness of nothing, it's an emptiness of everything. It's pure potential. It's the clay before it becomes a vase, the blank canvas before the masterpiece. You are facing the raw material of your own life, and that is a power that few understand. Life, with that wisdom we only understand later, is giving you a new position, a promotion. And the main responsibility of this new position is to be yourself, truly. Without filters, without masks, you've grown up and your old self is left behind. That's why looking back now seems so pointless. Trying to go back would be like an adult trying to get into a baby carriage. It's impossible. It's uncomfortable. It's ridiculous. That feeling that you were born for something more, that keeps appearing when you're quiet, isn't arrogance. It's your soul longing for home. It's nudging you, saying, "Hey, remember me? Remember our agreement?" It's time to stop playing small. For too long, perhaps you've lived an edited version of yourself, a safe and acceptable version. Now your soul is demanding the director's cut, complete, uncut, and it is here, at this very moment, that the seed of true abundance is planted. And pay attention. It's not out there. It's not with a new job or a new relationship. It's inside, in this silent ground that has opened up within you. Stillness is the earth. Your attention, your intention is the water and the sun. What you choose to nurture now will define your entire future harvest. It's an immense responsibility, but also an incredible freedom. What you focus on grows. It's a universal law. If in that space you focus on what you've lost, on fear, on loneliness, that's what will sprout. But if you have the courage to focus on possibility, on gratitude for that space, on the confidence that something good is coming, my friend, you will plant the seeds of an entire forest. The universe isn't asking you for a business plan. It's asking you to trust the seed. This space isn't for standing still. It's for being quiet. It's a state of deep listening. It's where you can finally hear your intuition without the noise of your mind. It's where the signs become clear. It's where the voice of your wiser self, which has always been there, finally sounds louder than the voice of fear. Before, it was impossible to hear it amidst the chaos of your life. Now, in the silence, it's the only music playing. So, nurture this space as if it were a secret garden. Protect it from negativity, both yours and others. Spend some time there every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. Feel the potential that vibrates there. Feel the promise. You are at ground zero, the epicenter of creation. You are not empty. You are pregnant with yourself, gestating your own magnificence. And the birth is near. Let's be honest, you've been getting the signs. They're not movie-like things, with angels appearing. They're more subtle, more intelligent. They're the small interruptions in your daily life. That delay that made you miss the infernal traffic. That door that wouldn't open, no matter how hard you tried. And which you later discovered saved you from a trap. And above all, that inner voice, calm but firm, that suddenly whispers, "Enough. This can't go on anymore." We have a habit of ignoring that voice. The logical mind, addicted to control, immediately comes up with 1,000 excuses. It's just tiredness. Don't be dramatic. You can't stop now. We ignore it because listening to that voice means admitting that we are lost. That the map we followed so diligently led us to the wrong place. And the idea of abandoning the map and wandering through the woods trusting only intuition is terrifying. Letting go of the map means leaving behind the false security of what we know. It means having the courage to look at the life we've built and admit, this no longer reflects who I am. It's an act of enormous bravery. Remember Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom. He was the master of symbols, the one who understood the secret language of the universe. The signs you receive are the hieroglyphs of your own journey. These are not coincidences. They are messages. They are notes left by your future self, by the universe, by God. Call it what you will. They are invitations for you to stop looking only at the surface and start noticing what is happening in the deeper layers of your life. They are arrows on the road, showing you detours and shortcuts that your rational mind would never see. Think of these signs as the language of flow. When you're on the right path, things flow. Synchronicities happen. The right people appear. Solutions emerge. When you're on the wrong path, life creates friction. Everything becomes a struggle. Obstacles multiply. All this resistance you've been facing isn't a punishment. It's an act of love from the universe, shaking you and saying, hey, the direction is this way. Your task now is to become a detective of signs. Pay attention to how your body reacts. When something makes you feel light, expansive, energized, that's a yes from the universe. When something makes you feel heavy, tense, drained, that's a big no. Your body is your personal lie detector. It doesn't know how to lie. The mind deceives itself, deludes itself. The body doesn't. Its energy is the naked truth. When you begin to respect these signs, however small they may be, you open a direct channel of communication with life. You show that you are listening. And the more you listen, the louder and clearer the universe speaks. You cease to be a leaf in the wind and become the wind itself, dancing with life instead of fighting against it. The signs are not there to confuse you. They are there to guide you back home, to you. There comes a time when standing still hurts more than moving forward. A time when the safety of the known becomes such an uncomfortable prison that the fear of the unknown feels like a relief. You're exactly at that point. I know you are. Try this. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living the exact same life, with the same things, for another year, 5 more. Feel it in your body. Does your chest tighten? Does your throat close up? Does your stomach clench? This visceral reaction isn't fear of failure. It's something much deeper. It's your soul grieving. Grieving for the life it knows it can have, but hasn't yet had the courage to pursue. You've reached a point of no return, a portal. In many ancient traditions, this moment is seen as a symbolic death. The old self, full of fears, attachments, and excuses, needs to die. There's no other way. Only then can the new self be born. The pain you feel is not punishment. It's labor contractions. You are giving birth to yourself, to the most badass and authentic version of yourself you can be. And no birth is painless. There is pressure. There is intensity. There is that moment when you think you can't take it anymore. But it is precisely this pressure that pushes the new life out. You are in the corridor of your own evolution, and the exit door is right there. You stand on the border between 2 worlds, the one you knew, which was safe but suffocated you, and the one that calls to you, which is uncertain but promises freedom. The only way to cross is by letting go of your baggage, and that baggage contains everything: the identity you created, the relationships that diminish you, the work that drains your soul, and, heaviest of all, the stories you tell yourself about who you are. That suitcase is too heavy for the next journey. This point of no return is a gift, however much it may seem like a curse. It's the end of doubt. The choice becomes obvious. Either you stay and die a little each day, or you jump and give yourself the chance to truly live. There's no way to keep one foot in each canoe anymore. The universe, in its wisdom, has made your current situation so unbearable that change has become the only logical way out. Pain has become your best friend, pushing you out of the nest. Many people come here and turn back. Fear speaks louder. The familiar pain seems safer than the unknown happiness. But you are different. If you are reading this, it's because a part of you has already decided. Your soul brought you here because it knows you can handle it. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. Let go of the edge. Trust. This is your moment. It's not a decision you make with your head, weighing pros and cons. It's a decision you make with your body, with your soul. It's a surrender. It's saying yes to the calling, even with shaky legs. It's choosing life, even if it means walking in the dark for a while. This is where we stop searching and start finding. This is where you stop being a victim and become the author of your own story. And you are here. Now, the hardest part is over. And the craziest thing is that you did it all without even realizing it. You said goodbye internally, long before things started to fall apart externally. That's why everything seems so meaningless now. That's why the things that used to bring you pleasure, the boss's praise, the Friday night out, the new purchase, no longer fulfill you. The feast that nourished your old self has become bland food for who you are becoming. Life is calling you to a new role, a role that demands more from you, more truth, more courage, more soul. It's not a new mask to wear, it's your true skin to inhabit. This process is what the alchemists called negredo. The name is ugly, I know. It means blackening. It's the phase where everything becomes a mess, a dark soup, so that what is worthless is burned away and only the gold of your essence remains. You are in the midst of this purifying bonfire. What is burning are the beliefs that have limited you, the traumas you never faced, the fears that are not yours, and the masks you wore to be accepted. You are shedding an identity that has become too small, a coat that no longer fits you, and that was preventing you from growing. The emptiness you feel is not absence. It is the space being prepared for your true form, which will be filled with the light of who you really are. This death can manifest in many ways. The end of a marriage, a job loss, a health crisis, or simply that feeling of being completely lost. The form doesn't matter. The goal is the same: to break down the structure of the ego, which is based on fear, so that the structure of the soul, based on love, can be built. It's like demolishing a house full of cracks and mold to build a temple in its place. We are terrified of this death because the ego thinks it's the end of everything, but the soul knows it's the beginning. It's liberation from the prison of being who others expected you to be. It's the chance to finally be yourself. It's like returning home after a very long and tiring journey. You're not getting lost. You're losing the illusions that covered you, like dusting off a treasure. And the most beautiful thing is that you don't need to force it to happen. It's already happening. Your only task is not to interfere. It's to allow the old parts to die. Cry for them. Thank them for what they taught you, and then let them go. It's like a snake shedding its skin. The old skin was useful, but to continue growing, it needs to be left behind. You can't take the old skin with you. By allowing this death, you open space for rebirth. And what is reborn is not a 2.0 version of you. It's something entirely new. It's your true self, your essence, finally free to breathe and express itself in the world. The emptiness you feel now is the promise of fullness. You are not at the end of the line. You are at the beginning of your true story. This new role that life is offering you, this version of yourself that wants to be born, isn't some self-help book fantasy. It's a demand of your soul. And it's not polite, it doesn't ask permission. It demands an honesty that leaves you naked in front of the mirror, a courage that makes you tremble from head to toe, and an authenticity that is simply no longer negotiable. And yes, that's terrifying. Because taking this step means people will see you. For real. And that means risking disappointing everyone. And worse, disappointing yourself. It's betting all your chips on what you feel, without any proof, without any guarantee. It's trading the bad with it, worse without it, for the uncertainty of I have no idea how it's going to be. But the way things are, I'm dying. They say that in ancient Egypt, those who wanted to become wise didn't earn a diploma just by attending classes. They were tested. They were confronted with their worst fears, not out of malice, but so they could go beyond their own navel and access something greater. What you are experiencing now is your own personal initiation. There is no temple, no priest. The test is life itself, nudging you, provoking you, and asking in your ear every night. So, are you going to face the next level, or are you going to keep repeating the year? This calling isn't about becoming a saint or a perfect person. It's about becoming human, truly human. The honesty it demands is almost cruel. It's about admitting, perhaps for the first time, how much you've deceived yourself. How many times you smiled wanting to cry, said yes wanting to shout no. How much you squeezed yourself to fit into places and hearts that were never meant for you. It's an honesty that hurts because it makes you look at your own lies. But it's the only thing that can set you free. And courage? For God's sake, it's not about not being afraid. Courage is about being scared to death and still taking a tiny step. It's the courage to speak a truth that nobody wants to hear. To set a limit for someone you never could. To choose silence instead of trying to justify yourself to someone who has already decided not to understand you. It's the courage to be the villain in someone else's story, so you can finally be the hero in your own. This courage doesn't make noise, it whispers. And you have ears. To be seen. That's the terror. Because while you're hidden, nobody judges you, nobody abandons you. But also, nobody truly loves you. Nobody finds you. The call for more is a call to come out of your hiding place. To show your light, even if it's just a small candle in the middle of a storm. It's an invitation to stop apologizing for existing and start occupying your space. Trading security for uncertainty is the price of admission. There's no way to jump the turnstile. You need to let go of the branch to be able to fly. And there will be that second of free fall, that panic of what have I done? It's in that exact second that the wings open. Not before. Life doesn't give you guarantees, it gives you the chance to discover your strength. And your initiation is happening now. The question that remains isn't whether you're good enough. The question is, are you willing to discover that you always were? Are you willing to embrace the incredible person you're meant to be, even if it means leaving behind everything you thought you were? Life is asking you this question. And your anguish is already part of the answer. This fear that appears now, gigantic and noisy, is just a shadow. And where there is shadow, there is light. The greater the light of your potential, the greater the shadow it casts. Fear is a professional horror storyteller. It will remind you of every time you failed, every person who laughed at you, every dream that went wrong. But you need to understand one thing. Fear is not a fortune teller. It's just a historian. It only knows how to talk about what has already passed. It has no creativity whatsoever for the future. In every self-respecting hero story, there's the part about the dragon. the hero needs to enter the cave and face the beast. And it's there, in the dark and smelly cave, that the treasure lies. Your treasure isn't gold. It's your freedom. It's the peace of being able to breathe deeply and be yourself without asking permission. And your dragon is that fear. Looking at it, instead of running away, is the only way to get what's yours. Trusting your feelings, even without any proof, is the greatest act of rebellion and self-love there is. It's you beating your chest and saying, "My inner compass works, and I trust it more than all the broken maps they gave me." It's you taking back the steering wheel of your life. It's stopping asking others what you should do and starting to listen to the only voice that matters, the voice of your soul. The life that calls to you, the one that sends shivers down your spine, isn't just a little better than your current life. It's so much bigger, so different, that you don't even have words to describe it. That's why your mind can't form a clear image. It seems like a dream, something vague. Your mind can only project what it already knows. And this new life, by definition, is unknown. It's another country, with another language. That's why we sabotage ourselves. We want a plan, a GPS with the route mapped out. But life isn't Waze. It doesn't show you the whole staircase. It only lights up the next step. And only after you step on it, with your heart in your mouth, does the light for the following step turn on. It's a game of trust, one step at a time, in the dark. Facing fear isn't about fighting to kill it. You won't kill fear. It's your alarm system, and it's good that it works. The confrontation is about showing who's in charge. It's about saying, "Okay, fear, I've heard you. Thanks for the warning. But now, sit in the passenger seat and shut up, because I'm the one driving." It's about changing the relationship. Stop being its prisoner and start being its boss. And every time you act, even when afraid, you weaken it. You show it, and yourself, that you haven't died, that the world hasn't ended, that shame hasn't killed you. And this proof, in your body, is the only thing that reprograms your brain. It's not a pretty phrase. It's action. It's real proof that you are stronger than the horror stories your fear tells you. Let's talk about abundance, but let's take off the suit and tie. The abundance that awaits you isn't about having a fancy car or a fat bank account. That might come, but it's a bonus, not the main prize. True abundance is a state of mind. It's that feeling of being full inside, of being in the right place, doing the right thing. It's a priceless wealth that doesn't show up on your tax return. It's the peace of feeling at home in your own skin. The universe is a flow. Think of a tree. It doesn't hoard its fruit for fear of running out later. It simply gives. A river doesn't stop flowing to store water. It flows. Scarcity is a paranoia of our minds, born from the fear that there won't be enough. It's the belief that life is a small pizza, and if someone takes a large slice, there won't be enough for me. That's a lie that makes us sick, but still a lie. When you start moving in the direction of your truth, even if it's just a baby step, you change the station on your internal radio. You leave the Dog World FM radio station, which only plays misfortune and lack, and tune in to the frequency of life. And then, the magic happens. The right people appear, ideas emerge, the money you needed finds a way to arrive. It's not luck, it's tuning in. You changed the music, and the world started dancing to your rhythm. There's an old saying, "As it is inside, so it is outside." Your outer world is just a mirror of your inner world. There's no point in trying to harvest strawberries if you've only planted thorns. You can't attract love if you feel like garbage inside. The cleansing has to start inside. Always. The abundance you want to see outside is just a reflection of the feeling of sufficiency you need to cultivate within. And cultivating that is a daily task. It's about finding reasons to be grateful now, even if life is a mess. It's about celebrating the small victory of getting out of bed. It's about being generous with a smile, with a good morning, with 5 minutes of attention for someone. It's about acting as if you're already rich, because in reality, you are. You have life. You have the ability to choose a different thought. That in itself is a fortune. The call to abundance is a call for you to stop being an emotional beggar, to stop begging for love, for approval, for security. It's a call for you to remember that the source of all this is within you. When you stop digging wells in others, your own well begins to overflow. And when it overflows, it irrigates everything around you. People feel it. Opportunities feel it. Money feels it. So, the question is no longer, what do I have to do to get what I want? The question becomes, who do I need to become so that everything I desire comes to me naturally? It's not about chasing after things. It's about becoming the magnet. And when you are the magnet, things come effortlessly, without struggle, simply because that's who you are. The next step isn't about running, it's about stopping and being honest, in a way you may never have been before. It's time to lock yourself in your room, turn off your phone, and ask yourself the questions that matter. What is truly stealing your energy? No excuses. What people, tasks, places leave you exhausted? Write it down. Look those names in the eye. Face the truth. Now the other question, the most enjoyable one. What lights a little light up inside you? And it doesn't have to be anything grand. It can be the most useless thing in the world. What makes you smile alone? What makes you forget that time exists? What gives you a peace that doesn't depend on anyone? It could be digging in the garden, listening to that old band, wandering aimlessly. Be honest about what nourishes your soul, however silly it may seem. And the most painful honesty, admitting that you've been an actor in a role that isn't yours. You still wear the costume, speak the lines, but your soul resigned a long time ago. You're only there in body. Admitting this is liberating and terrifying, because it means the play has to end, and you don't know what's next. Honesty is your tool for cutting through the undergrowth. It's what will clear a path through the chaos. The Egyptians had a goddess for this, Ma'at, the goddess of truth, of balance. To live in Ma'at is to live in alignment. It's to stop betraying yourself. It's when what you think, feel, and do all move in the same direction. This is exactly where most people run. The discomfort of being honest is so great that they prefer anesthesia. The series, the food, the drink, the gossip. They numb themselves so they don't feel. And the bad feeling even passes, but it hasn't gone away. It's been buried alive. And one day, it returns as a zombie, stronger and uglier. You didn't come this far to dig a deeper hole. The intensity you feel, this urgency, isn't a sign that you're crazy. It's a sign that you're close. Think of a treasure detector. When it's far away, it's quiet. The closer it gets, the louder it beeps. You're beeping incredibly loudly. The intensity is the treasure map telling you it's hot. So don't run from the intensity. Immerse yourself in it. Use honesty as your lantern in the dark. What is this anguish trying to tell me? What is this anger showing me? What is this sadness trying to wash away? The answers are there, right beneath the noise. And being honest with yourself is what turns off the noise and lets you hear. That strange time between knowing you need to change and the change actually happening is intentionally uncomfortable. It's not meant to be pleasant. It's meant to break you. to shatter your illusions, your pride, your excuses. It forces you to trust that feeling in your gut instead of waiting for others' applause. It's a test of who's in charge of your life, you or other people's opinions. And here's the key. What awaits you on the other side will not only reward your courage, but demands your courage as an entrance fee. The right opportunities, the right people, the life that is truly yours, they won't knock on your door. They aren't iFood delivery drivers. They respond to your actions. They're waiting for that moment when you, even if you're trembling all over, say, "You know what? Fuck it. I don't know how, but I'm going to. I'll take the first step." It's at that instant that the universe settles in its seat and says, "Whoa, now that's more like it." It's your decision that starts the machine. This is the turning point, the moment when your will, which has spent years fighting with your soul, finally makes peace with it. It's the decision to stop being a passenger complaining about the driver and take the wheel of your own life. It's stopping blaming your mother, your father, your boss, the government, and asking, "Okay, that's life. What am I going to do about it?" The intensity you feel now is a good sign. It's not a sign that you're going to explode. It's a sign that you're close to a breakthrough. The pressure isn't the world crushing you. It's the force of your own soul, like a spring being compressed, ready to launch you upwards. The greater the pressure, the greater the impulse. We think the turning point is an external event, a lightning bolt striking our head. But it's almost always an internal decision. Silent. In the bathroom, in the shower, in the middle of the night. It's enough you say to yourself in the mirror. It's a promise you make to your inner child, who was abandoned in a corner. It's when your desire to be free becomes greater than your fear of things going wrong. So, if you're feeling on edge, squeezed, congratulations. You're not breaking. You're at the tipping point. The caterpillar, inside the cocoon, also feels like that. Squeezed in the dark. But it's that pressure that transforms it into a butterfly. Embrace the pressure. It's not your enemy. It's the midwife of your new life. And what step is that? Forget the movie scene. The first step is almost never quitting your job in front of everyone or buying a one-way ticket to Bali. It's quieter, and therefore, more powerful. It could be that conversation you've been avoiding for years. It could be finally saying no to a favor that drains you, without feeling guilty. It could be setting a clear boundary with someone who has always invaded your space. Or it could be something only you will know. A silent pact with yourself that you will stop diminishing yourself to fit in. On the outside, nothing will seem to have changed. But on the inside, the entire universe realigns. The moment you choose the discomfort of moving forward instead of the comfort of standing still, a new road opens up before you. The feeling is incredibly strange. It's a huge relief mixed with total panic. It's a "what have I done?" coupled with a "finally." You might cry, out of nowhere. While driving, washing dishes. It's not crying from sadness, it's crying from alignment. It's your body, your soul, releasing the tension of years and years of self-neglect. Let it come. These tears are washing away the dust from the road. That first step, however small, is an act of magic. It's the most powerful thing you can do. It's taking an idea, a feeling, and transforming it into something real, physical. It's your declaration to the universe, not with words, but with attitude. I'm ready. I've chosen. I'm going. And the universe, my dear, doesn't understand crying or excuses. It understands movement. When you take a step, however small, towards your truth, the entire universe stops to watch you. It perceives your movement and begins to move the pieces to meet you along the way. It's as if you took a step into the abyss. and the universe built the bridge beneath your feet. Never underestimate the power of a single, well-aligned action. It has more strength than 1,000 plans on paper. It's what breaks inertia. It's what proves to yourself, more than to anyone else, that this time it's for real. That you're not going to put yourself off anymore. So, stop thinking about the marathon. What's the first step? The simplest, the most obvious? The one that scares you the most and relieves you the most just thinking about it? That's it. Take that step. Your new life doesn't begin when everything is perfect. It begins the moment you take that first imperfect step towards it. And the reward for that courage? It doesn't come the way we expect. It's not a winning lottery ticket. The universe's answer is more subtle, more elegant. It comes as support that arrives at the crucial moment. Like a clarity that descends upon you amidst the confusion. Like people, books, opportunities, and phrases that seem to have been tailor-made for you at that exact moment. It's as if all these things are in a waiting room, waiting for your signal, waiting for you to move first so they can enter the scene. That's called synchronicity. It's not coincidence, it's the universe weaving reality around your new vibration. When you change your frequency, the world around you changes too. It's not magic, it's physics. You act with courage, and life brings you courageous situations. You act with truth, and life shows you the truth. Thoth, the Egyptian sage, understood all about this dance. He knew that the universe is not chaos but an intelligent order. By acting in accordance with your inner truth, you stop fighting against the tide and begin to surf the wave. Life ceases to be a struggle and becomes a dance. Life starts playing in your favor. And understand, it's not a reward for good behavior. It's a consequence. It's like planting tomatoes and harvesting tomatoes. It's not a miracle, it's the natural order of things. You plant alignment. You harvest synchronicity. You plant trust. You harvest support. The secret is learning to see these signs. They're quiet. It's a book that falls in front of you in the bookstore. It's a conversation you overhear in the bread line. It's a friend who sends you a song that seems like the soundtrack to your life. The universe whispers before it shouts. Paying attention to these whispers is what keeps you in the flow. And the more you notice and appreciate these coincidences, the more they happen. It's as if you're saying to the universe, "Hey, I saw that. I liked it. Send more." You enter a positive cycle of alignment and confirmation. And your faith, which was previously a shot in the dark, begins to turn into a certainty based on evidence. Evidence that you are not alone and that you are finally going home. That's why finding this message right now feels different. It's not just another text on the internet. The words seem to have weight, a target. They found you, and it wasn't by chance. You weren't destined to slip and fall in your new life. You were destined to see the invitation, recognize it, and accept it. On purpose. So, make it real. Take it out of the realm of ideas. Declare it to yourself, out loud if you dare. Or write it down on a piece of paper only you will see. Feel the truth of it in your heart and say, "I choose to move forward." Even with fear, even without knowing the way, I choose myself. Do it for that part of you that has waited your whole life for this permission. Do it for your inner child, who just wanted someone to finally take her seriously. And now, one last favor. While you were reading this, did anyone come to mind? A name, a face, a friend, a relative, someone you feel is in the same boat, feeling lost, restless? If anyone came to mind, it wasn't by chance either. Send this to that person. But not like you're giving a lecture. Not like you know better. Send it as if you're saying, "Hey, I read this and immediately thought of you. I don't know why, but I felt it was meant for you to read too. Send it as a reminder that the person isn't crazy, that their anguish is real and is a sign. Because some truths aren't just for us, they're for our tribe. We don't evolve alone at the top of a mountain. We pull each other up. Your courage to take a step can be the little push someone needed. Your vulnerability can give others permission to be vulnerable too. We live in a world that teaches us to compete and hide our weaknesses. But true strength lies in being real with each other. In admitting that we don't know everything, that we're afraid, but that we're willing to try. That creates a bond. So don't keep that spark to yourself. If it ignited you, it can ignite others. Because some messages don't come with just one recipient. They arrive at the right time, when a group of people is ready to move forward. And often, we are ready to move forward together. If this video touched your soul, I have an invitation that goes beyond knowledge. For our mission to continue and reach more minds, we need to walk together. Today, the most powerful way to support this channel is through an exchange. By purchasing ebooks, the Thoth Code, and the Monad Code, you receive the keys to mental alchemy and the laws of consciousness, and we receive the necessary breath to keep going. This isn't just a purchase, it's your seal of commitment to the awakening we promote here. Without this support, our journey is limited. The link is pinned in the first comment. Let's keep this frequency active